Hi everyone, Matt Zafuto, and I'm pleased to be joined today by Martin Hamilton, CyberHawk's Director of Customer Success, and Anna Dillé, CyberHawk's Director of Solutions Integration. Thanks very much for joining me here today.
Thanks, Matt.
Well, tell me a little bit about your backgrounds. I know we're here at Distributech and we're talking to a number of utilities, but you each have really interesting backgrounds. Tell me a little bit about how you got to this spot in your career.
Sure. Thanks for the introduction, Matt. So I've spent 10 years in this space, in the utility sector, specifically focused on drone integration and adoption. I've worked on projects all over the world, in the UK, in the Middle East, North America, currently working on the largest program in North America.
That's awesome. Anna?
Yeah, Matt. My background is a little more diverse. I started in the architecture world, conducting UAS programs there. From there, I moved into utility infrastructure inspections as a pilot, and eventually moved into managing 50-plus pilots, conducting over 180,000 asset inspections over the past 2 to 3 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Based on that, you both have seen and experienced a lot. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the evolution of challenges that you've seen over the course of utilities doing UAS programs?
Sure. So what we really do here is help enhance current programs, help clients and customers move a little bit further down the line in their adoption. There are pain points and people are at different parts of their journey, but we have expertise to span across the whole end-to-end adoption.
And we've seen a range of issues that customers are trying to solve within area inspection programs. Everything from expedited repair and replacement decisions of their assets to field crew safety, and ultimately better end-to-end solutions for their end users.
Wow. Utilities have been, so as you mentioned, Anna, they've been doing a lot in this space, but still most of the inspections that go on are ground-based.
Correct.
And as companies are transitioning from ground-based to aerial-based inspections, that has to create a change management problem for them. What are some of the challenges that you've seen over the course of companies scaling up or just starting?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is just program adoption. There's a paradigm shift when people are starting to consider aerial programs. And we really view it as being supplemental to ground programs. It's providing a comprehensive inspection program for all of your assets and garnering a more complete asset integrity.
Okay.
There's also a huge cost consideration to take into account. So yes, while ground inspections have typically been the norm for decades, there is a compelling advantage the drones offer. With that cost consideration, typical startup costs are generally high. It's a new technology, it's an emerging market, it's a difficult adoption process, but the return on investment can be large. We've seen some of our customers save up to 10, even triple-digit $1 million on some of these large-scale projects.
Wow. Well, that really is a compelling value proposition. I would imagine it isn't without its challenges in terms of scaling up and different considerations as that change is happening. What are some considerations that companies should be thinking about? Are there skills challenges? Is there a big data challenge associated with this that they should be thinking about as well?
Yeah, Matt, I would say that there are both skills and data challenges that we've faced. Companies need to have a data management program in place as they start capturing mass amounts of data across their networks. They also have to have skilled pilots and people that are carrying out the inspections and an understanding of how their team is going to process and function. And I think advanced technologies also offer solutions for that as well. So understanding where technology can benefit your program.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. Workflow integration is typically something to take into consideration. These are workflows that have existed for tens of years, and we are basically jumping right into the mix of that. So it's important that utilities reflect on where their return of investment is to help justify that change in workflow. However, the potential upside is huge.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, as well as there are many ancillary benefits that we've seen utilities realize through these programs.
Even from asset integrity to vegetation management, line sag, LiDAR, line stringing actually is a new one that's on the market. So yeah, there's so many byproducts. You get that increase in safety record as well. There's less labor costs. It's a really attractive proposition.
So a company may start out with an inspection program as part of maintaining their assets in the asset life cycle, but what they're finding is that
The technology is just advancing so fast.
So even the use cases may evolve where if you have a UAS program, maybe you intended to inspect something, but in the course of that inspection, you find some other use cases beyond just asset management?
So no one tries this technology and walks back. That's what we found. No one tries the drone adoption process and goes, you know what, we'll stick to what we used to do. It always starts to grow within the business. And as you said, there's such a spectrum of equipment and technology out there that there is adoption in other areas and other businesses and other sectors of that utility.
What technology developments have you seen over the last few years that have benefited our customers? And maybe beyond that, what technology advancements would you anticipate really driving a lot of benefit for our customers globally?
Just for context, when I started, we were getting 4-minute flight times out of a battery. It had no GPS, there was manual flying. We didn't know if it was going to come back to the takeoff point. So it's been a revolution over the past 10 years. We are carrying out beyond visual line of sight operations. We're moving to single person operations, special permissions waivers for low visibility, operating in restricted airspace.
Yeah, I would say we've also seen advancements in automation, not necessarily in drone flight itself. We still need highly skilled, qualified pilots to carry out these inspections, but we have seen it benefit us in data management and data sorting and really providing kind of an end-to-end solution and making sure that automation is a piece in that.
Well, and you mentioned earlier that you managed 50 pilots. Some utilities are thinking that, I've got a couple of inspectors, maybe they're hobbyists and they fly drones, but is that a good way to even start a program, to have an inspector flying the drone?
Typically not. We recommend keeping the expertise with the experts. Keep your pilots flying, your inspectors inspecting, and your field crews repairing.
And it might not provide the best use case or business case upon reflection. You want to yield optimal results, and I would advise seeking out to the people that have learned the lessons over the past 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, beyond just North America, we've ended up doing over 200,000 T&D flights around the globe. So that makes a lot of sense. This is a big paradigm shift, though. And so if there are really a key 3 or 4 things that companies should be thinking about, how do they even get started? What are the key considerations just to even start to map out their program?
I think the first piece is really defining what you're looking for from this program, defining the outcomes that you're seeking so that you can then kind of step back, deconstruct what you need in order to implement those outcomes. I think that is the first step in those
so as Anna mentioned,
steps.
Kind of prioritizing strategic planning, looking at the technologies that are out there, fostering a culture of innovation within the business as well to showcase that the industry is moving forward from some dated traditional methods.
That's great. And then as companies start to scale up, so maybe they've started, but they haven't gone big yet. Maybe what are it's one thing I think to orchestrate 2 pilots or maybe even 4 pilots, but how do you orchestrate 50 pilots? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis, and what are the things that are top of mind even throughout the day?
For me, it's a systematic and consistent approach.
Absolutely.
If one person can do it and it's repeatable
Across many.
Infinity, essentially. So yeah, as soon as you start to deviate from some of these established workflows and go solo and try and figure this out yourself, there'll be a lot of rework to do.
And then along the lines with that, There was one other thing that comes to mind, and that is, if I go on vacation and I take a bunch of pictures, they're always kind of obscure names, like DSC_14023. What do you do with all that data? So instead of one picture off of the ground, now we're going to have multiple pictures in a structured approach from the air. What would we advise companies to do with that data and on the back end?
You need a robust data management platform, system, and process. We've been through that problem. You know, at Cyberhawk, we've collected well over hundreds of terabytes worth of data. There's key decisions that need to be made out of this data.
Yeah.
You need to derive that information, you need to be informed, and you can't do that with scattered data. So, as I said, we've learned a lot of lessons over this period. We've brought in automation to help us split and categorize data based on asset information, GIS location. We tie all that together. We split that out with the consistent approach that was mentioned.
And that's how we came up with iHawk, right? I mean,
Correct.
that ultimately...
Yes, that was the solution, the end-to-end solution for all of those processes coming together and really managing the data, putting it in a digestible form for our clients and understanding the results they can derive from that.
Okay. And then from iHawk, kind of with the end goal in mind, iHawk provides that intuitive visualization and then creates the workflow downstream to workforce management, could be the vegetation management solutions in a company as well. Is that what you're seeing in the field?
Exactly. We've seen multiple utilities come to us and say, hey, our veg encroachment team is actually using iHawk there as an ancillary item to all the other inspection tools they're already using. And so we're seeing many, many downstream options for it, including work management.
And with that, we also have, are there benefits? Like, do we have tangible benefits? Like in vegetation management, it's huge for utilities. So have we seen tangible benefits from the field on?
Yeah, we've seen from some first-hand information, we've seen a 25% decrease in mobilization costs for vegetation management crews alone, just as a byproduct of data that's hosted in iHawk for some of our customers.
That's great. Well, there's certainly a tremendous amount of expertise that the two of you and the rest of our team bring to companies, and the technology that we deliver around the globe every day. Are there a couple of key takeaways that you would like to share with other customers as well?
I would really start off by saying that it can be daunting to implement this stuff. There is some archaic methods still in there, and this is revolutionary technology, and it's changing constantly. We're constantly chasing the next technology approach with in relations to drones. So there are proven methods out there. There is cost savings to be made. There's excellent byproducts. There's great safety records associated with this technology. So we're here to help that adoption process and help customer pain points.
Anna, any
I don't know that I can say it any better. I think that covered pretty much all of it, but really I would just reinforce that we have done over 200,000 T&D inspections around the world, Matt, as you mentioned, and we're here to help.
That's great. Well, thanks again. I appreciate your insights. I appreciate you educating me, and hopefully you all have gotten some benefits from this discussion. If you're interested in contacting us, please visit our website at www.thecyberhawk.com, or if you're at Distributech, come and give us a shout here at booth 951. Thanks very much.